What's up, Marty Maniacs? It's me, Marty, and welcome to Marty Mania. So, decided to go ahead and record this video because it's all about my last show, Wrestlemania 34, which was in my favorite city in the whole world, New Orleans. I went with two of my cousins, my parents came, and even Louis came with me, which, for those of you who don't remember, Louis is my Yorkie, who is pretty much my son. I don't know where he is right now. He must be hiding in the closet. He must be tired. I gathered all this footage. We did so much that weekend, and I really wanted to share it back then, but I never did. So, like, now, since I'm coming back, before we get to the future of where we're going, I want to kind of go back to where I was. So, this is some real video footage and a whole long story about my last show, which was WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's get to the ring. Girl, this is like riding a bike, except now I have like so much more stuff. Like, I don't have to just prop my phone up. No, actually, I didn't even prop up my phone back in the day. By the way, how weird is it? It is literally 10 years since I launched the first Marty Mania 2012 channel. Crazy, right? And I used to record on my MacBook Pro camera. Now I have like a whole setup for my other YouTube channel. Anyway, so first and foremost, before we get to WrestleMania 34, let's talk about how we got there. So I remember, and I talked about this in my last video, but I'm going to kind of recap it a little bit. I remember I took my goddaughter, not my goddaughter yet. She's never going to watch wrestling because I cannot afford to do that all over again. But my cousin, I took my little cousin to I think it was a SmackDown house show. She was like, I don't know, she must have been in middle school, I guess. We went to the SmackDown house show. We leave during the show, I asked her, I said, if there was one thing you could do with the WWE, because she's like a really good kid. She was always straight A's and everything. Gosh, she's about to graduate high school now. How much time passes? Anyway, I asked her, I was like, if there was one WWE thing you could do, what do you want to do? Her response was, I want to go to WrestleMania. And I remember at the time I said, well, WrestleMania just came to New Orleans for WrestleMania 30, so I don't think they're going to come back for a couple years. Literally, next day they announced WrestleMania 34 was going to be in New Orleans. So it was no doubt in my mind we were going to New Orleans. So I had kind of been having issues with the WWE and the WWE fans for a while, so I had kind of made a decision that WrestleMania 34 was going to be my absolute final last show, and no one believed me. Everybody was like, nah, you're saying that, but it's always your last show. You're always done with the WWE. You're always over it, and then you go right back. No, that was my last show. The last show I went to was WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, Louisiana. So we did the entire weekend, so I'm going to include some footage here. I did ask permission at the time of shooting this video to feature family members, cousins, all that stuff in the video. But if they change their minds, then I'm going to remove them. So there might be some holes, but it's mostly going to be just me. Because some people, change their mind, whatever. Let's start talking about WrestleMania 34 weekend. First of all, it was crazy. So it was really cold. To say it was April, I remember it was cold. And my mom got sick, and I remember this cough or something, and on Friday, for whatever reason, as we're about to leave, because we had tickets to the Hall of Fame, and that was weird too, because I remember what they did was, the Hall of Fame traditionally had always been on Saturday night, the Saturday night before WrestleMania. If you've never been to WrestleMania, this was my fourth one, so like, I kind of know how it works. I was trying to get tickets to all the shows, and I remember that the Hall of Fame hadn't been announced yet. NXT Takeover New Orleans was announced to be on the Saturday, and I remember sitting there and I was like, that's weird. How are they going to have the Hall of Fame, which was traditionally on a Saturday night, and NXT Takeover on the same night? But then I remembered I went to WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, and I remember they had fan access at the same time as the Hall of Fame because they were running the Hall of Fame at fan access. So I remember thinking, well, I guess some people are just going to skip since that's what usually happens, but NXT TakeOver had become like its own thing where I remember a lot of superstars would go to NXT TakeOver just to see the new talent, to kind of show their face and support and everything. So I was like, there's no way there's going to be on the same thing. Anyway, push comes to shove. I wait for the announcement for the Hall of Fame to come before I buy my NXT tickets. Get the Hall of Fame tickets. They were like all the way in the sky. And then I remember we got those tickets, and then I got the NXT TakeOver tickets. If WrestleMania, if the Hall of Fame was in the sky, honey, NXT was like, I was sharing soda with Jesus. Like, I literally would have to get up and tell the 12 apostles, excuse me. That's literally how high we set. And then, of course, we did fan access. I wanted to do the whole weekend slam it packed and get both of my little cousins tickets to everything so we could just have the whole WrestleMania weekend, and then I was gonna hang it up and call it a day. Friday, my mom decides to go to the doctor literally right before we left to go to the Hall of Fame. I have no idea why she waited all day until we were leaving to go to the doctor. Whatever, I still to this day don't know why. That Hall of Fame year, I remember Kid Rock got inducted, Goldberg, I'm gonna insert some footage here. Goldberg got inducted, Kid Rock got inducted, Edge was supposed to induct somebody, I cannot remember who it was, and I remember I missed Edge, and I was so mad because I literally bought my ticket to see Edge and for my cousins to see the show. And we missed them because my mom held us up a little bit. Matt and Jeff were there for something too. Hold on, let me look it up because I can't remember. This was a long time ago. Mark Henry, I think, got inducted too, didn't he? Pretty sure Mark Henry got inducted. I didn't actually get like a card or anything from there because it was just such a crazy situation. We got there late. So we made it. Better late than never. To the Hall of Fame. Before you walk in, how you feel about going to the WWE Hall of Fame 2018?
Awesome.
Awesome, excited?
This is awesome.
Ready? Adriana, what about you? Happy? Good, I'm glad. So we get to New Orleans pretty late. We had to change, get dressed. And then the thing about New Orleans, which if you guys are not from here, y'all may not understand, but New Orleans is like really self-contained. Like you could walk everywhere. You literally do not have to move your car. And that's pretty much what we did. So we got to the hotel. I think we got dropped off because it was so late. We didn't want to walk and waste more time. So it was like a 40-minute walk from the hotel to the show. We drove over there and then we walked back home. And the thing is, that was my fourth WrestleMania, and it was my second Hall of Fame. I went to the Hall of Fame in Houston for my first one, WrestleMania 25, almost 10 years before that actually, where Stone Cold Steve Austin got inducted, and that was so fun. But it was like, at the time, it was really like stuffy. Like we actually dressed up and stuff to go. There were people, of course, with Austin 316 shirts and stuff, but like we dressed nice for the Hall of Fame. It was like a whole show. And I remember this girl in the crowd had the same dress on as Mickie James. I think that was WrestleMania 25. So let's start with the Hall of Fame. Again, I'm gonna I'm gonna put some footage in here, but I remember we got these seats that were really, really high, and then when we got there, for whatever reason, they moved our seats, and that had never happened to me before, and I was like, that is my karma for having to get here late.
An unexpected development. Looks like we're being relocated. I don't know what that means, but we shall see.
We got there, and I remember we showed the girl our tickets, and they made us go to another window, so we go to another window. I am always like a pessimist and always super worried about things. I just figured that something was wrong with our tickets and we were getting kicked out, but we didn't even get in yet. So we go over there.
Relocated to better seats. I mean, really? Really though. Wow.
We get there, they lower our seats. We get to go from like the 300 section to the 100 section. I don't know if it was empty. I don't really know what the reason was. I didn't ask questions. They told me where to go. She moved. I got to take both of my cousins to their first Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I don't even get into that anymore at this point, but one of them, his favorite superstar growing up was Goldberg. It was the first superstar he got to see wrestle, so I got to take him see Goldberg get inducted to the Hall of Fame in the same arena where I got to take him see The Rock for the first time. So that was super important to me. I really wanted to get him there to see Goldberg. He was super excited about it, and it was a big deal. So, oh my God, this year Batista's getting inducted? Is that true? Here are the inductions. I'm going to look at my phone here because I cannot remember everybody. We already got there late as it is. So we got there when I was getting inducted. I don't even remember any of these people. I guess that was after. I don't remember any of these people getting inducted. Legacy, the Warrior recipient. Okay, I remember Jarius Robertson, JJ. If y'all don't know JJ, he's a huge Saints fan. He got inducted to the Hall of Fame. He's a huge wrestling fan as well. That was a big deal. I cried like a baby. And then Kid Rock got inducted into the Celebrity Hall of Fame. Yes, Kid Rock. The same Kid Rock who brought us such great insight into New Orleans as Mama's in the kitchen cooking crawfish pies. Yeah. For the record, my mom has never once in her life cooked a crawfish pie. I don't even know what that is. And it burned me up because the thing is, they gave us... Okay, so WrestleMania went to New Orleans twice in 5 years, right? They did 30 and 34. Both times they used the same freaking stupid Kid Rock song that was... the Mama's, I don't even remember what it was called. I used it for my WrestleMania 30 video. Baby, let's get away, run away. Celebrate. baby, let's celebrate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, WrestleMania 30, I was so freaking excited to be there that I did not care. But WrestleMania 34, I was like, girl, I can't with Kid Rock again, please. No, 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 no. Then on top of that, Kid Rock had come out to be this, like, conservative, like, Trump-supporting, like, politician guy. And if y'all know me, y'all know that did not fly. So I sit there. As soon as we get there, they start the little promo package for Kid Rock, and I was like, oh, damn it. And I remember everybody around me was like, he's not going to go into politics. He won't go into politics here, right? But I already knew about Lyndon McMahon and the Trump administration. It's crazy, crazy. And the history Trump has with them, so it was bananas. So fine, we're sitting there, and I remember he comes out, and the first thing he says is something like, makes you just wanna body slam some Democrats. I was like, I'm leaving. Get up, and I go get a soda and walk around the Smoothie King Center. I started walking around the Smoothie King Center, and I'm like, girl, I can't be bothered with Kid Rock today. Mama's in the kitchen cooking crawfish pies. I can't handle it today. And then I went back and sat down. Bubba Ray got inducted. That's what it was. The Dudley Boys got inducted by Edge and Christian, and I missed that. I think they were the first ones to get inducted, or the second ones to get inducted, but I missed that, and I was really upset that I missed that, because I did like the Dudley Boys, and y'all know Edge is like my end-all be-all. I love me some freaking Edge, so I really wanted to see him again, because he had been gone for a while. Mark Henry got inducted.
Thanks a lot, guys. You're saving me right now, because I would be up here in tears.
We saw him. I remember Mark Henry did an amazing speech, and I got kind of emotional about it, because like you don't realize how much Mark Henry was never like that guy, but I don't know, I guess I just didn't realize how long he had been there and how much he had actually done. It was a big deal seeing him get inducted. That was really cool. Hillbilly Jim, be honest, I remember Jimmy Hart inducted him. Yeah, Jimmy Hart inducted him. That was cool. Jeff Jarrett got inducted that week. That was cool, because I remember we were all sitting there kind of talking about, you know, the memories, and they were showing clips, and I was like, oh my god, I remember that, and I remember this, and I remember that. And my little cousins, of course, they watch Legend programming on WWE Network, because WWE Network was still around at the time. And Road Dogg inducted him. Yeah, that was a big deal. I remember Ivory got inducted. I don't want to be rude, but one, I had no idea what the hell she was talking about. And two, I was really annoyed that they didn't induct Jazz, because it was in New Orleans. Like, it would have made so much sense. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased. They should have inducted Jazz, and they didn't. That annoyed me. Then, of course, Goldberg got inducted. He was the, like, big inductee, and to be in that room when they showed him opening the door and the crowd started the Goldberg. I don't think I'd ever seen Goldberg in person until that night. Everybody else I had seen at least once or twice already. I'd never seen Goldberg. Yeah, it was a big deal. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'd seen Kid Rock before too, because Kid Rock performed at WrestleMania 25, which was my first WrestleMania. If I remember correctly, he did the So Hot thing for Miss WrestleMania. So, we just got back from the Hall of Fame. It is like almost 1 a.m. They talk a very long time, but it was cool to get to take Adriana, who's right here. She's very tired now. And Tevin, who just stepped out to go downstairs and get something, I don't know what. It's cool to get to see him see Goldberg in the same arena that he got to see The Rock for the first time in, so that was pretty cool. We got there, and they made us go to the box office to trade our tickets, because apparently they needed our tickets for something in production. I mean, I think we all had fun. Adriana, you had fun? Tomorrow we have Access and NXT. And Access I'm excited for, so. Seeing Goldberg get inducted was cool, but I didn't care that much about Goldberg. But I got to watch my cousin watch his favorite get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And there's a lot of times that I stood there with my camera and I didn't record what was going on. I recorded their reactions to it, because as a diehard WWE fan my entire life, I remember going to WrestleMania and being so thankful to get to go to the Hall of Fame, because there's so many people that wanted to go their whole entire life and never got to go. So for me to get to go there was so important to me, and for me to have the opportunity to bring my cousins with me. My youngest cousin Adriana, she was sitting there and just soaking it in like a sponge. Like, she's a teenage girl that like was not on her phone or playing around or anything. She only would take out her phone to record when people would walk out, but other than that, she sat down and just was soaking everything in. Like, she really appreciated it. And appreciated it. Yeah, she really appreciated it, and it meant the world to me to be able to give both of them that moment. Like, again, to see my other cousin Tevin get to see Goldberg get inducted, and the look on his face was just, it was really cool, and it was a really, really cool moment. And that's kind of the stuff I live for, so it meant the world to me. All right, let's go to Saturday, because Saturday was the worst day of my entire life. It wasn't the worst day, it was pretty awesome, but I was just so freaking tired, because Saturday we did both Fan Access and then we went to NXT Takeover. Let's talk Access first. Again, it was my first time getting to take my cousin, my littlest cousin, Adriana, to Fan Access. I remember Finn Balor was there, and I remember Roman Reigns was there, and it was really cool. It was my third Fan Access. I went to 25 and then 32 and then 34. No, I'm sorry. That was my fourth Access. I went to 25, I went to 30, I went to 32, and then I went to 34. Wow, every WrestleMania I went to Fan Access. That just occurred to me now. Yeah, but if you are a WWE fan, Access is like the best thing. And I remember between 30 and 32, they had done this thing where they started to set it up really well, because like when I went to 25, you had to record everything and take your own pictures, and it was kind of difficult to always have to find somebody to take a picture for you, or you and the people you went with could never be in the same picture. Now, they did drop the THQ challenge, and that, I loved the THQ challenge when I was at 25. That was probably one of my favorite things about that whole weekend. But anyway, 34 was cool because the way they had it set up, they had all these little stations where like an employee would take your picture, and they give you a little card with a QR code on it, and then you could download everything. So you didn't have to worry about having your phone out. You didn't have to worry about taking pictures and videos. You didn't have to worry about how did this come out, how did it look. Like, everything was set up for you, and that was awesome. WWE, y'all did that. I don't know if y'all still do that now. That was really, really cool, especially for Adriana and Tevin, because they had like these little vignettes that, like, they had these old school vignettes where they gave you props and they let you sit. It was so cool. I can't even tell you guys. So yeah, so that was Access. We had so much fun. We did the Shield entrance. We did our own entrances where you got to walk out and do your entrances. I did that at 32. Yeah, we did shoot promos. I got to shoot a promo. That was pretty fire. If I have the video, I'll insert that here. But that was so freaking cool. That was so cool. That was the coolest thing. We did all the little setups and vignettes. Oh, two crazy things happened at Access. One, when we went to the merch shop, which I got this there. When we went to the merch shop, Alexa Bliss was there, and she was running out with all these security guards. And I will tell you this, she was so sweet. Like, the security guards were like pushing us all out the way, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And she was just, I thought that was really, really sweet of her, because she didn't owe us crap. So that was really cool. And then, oh my God, y'all. So they had this setup where you could get in a box and pretend to be an action figure. So we all did it. We all got in the box. And while I was in the box, for whatever reason, not only the Bella twins, but the whole Bella clan walked down the hallway, like right next to us. And I remember I was taking the picture, and I was so annoyed. I remember it was like Mrs. Bella, Mama Bella, whatever the hell they call her, and the brother Bella, JJ Bella, Brie and Nikki, and was John Laurinaitis with them? I can't remember, but I remember as I was posing, you can see there's two pictures. I'll show y'all the first one. The first one, they passed right when I was taking the picture, and I remember my cousin goes, "I think that's the Bella twins' brother," and then the Bella twins walk out. If y'all don't know my history with the Bella twins, please just look it up. I'll insert some footage. I'll insert a card here. My feelings about the Bella twins are very well known. Very, very well known. Speaking of which, well, I'm going to talk about that in a video later, but Nikki Bella and John Cena were broken up at the time, but I was there at the shows and they were acting like they were still together. So can we admit Total Bellas was fake now? No? Total Divas and then Total Bellas was totally fake? So you can see the picture of me, the one picture when they passed, and then the picture of me after they passed. So funny. Yeah, that was special. That was special. So we go to Access. That was amazing. My cousins both had great times. We actually met one of my cousin's friends there too, and he was a super cool kid. We just really had a great time. And then we took what probably is my favorite picture of all time in this household. It was me and my two cousins with the WWE sign behind us, and no matter what's happened since then, because a lot has happened since then, trust me, I don't think I'll ever get to retake that picture at this point, but whatever. That picture is just, it's so perfect for us. It was so perfect for us at that time. It's so perfect to remember that moment in time and how much fun we actually had that day. It was It was a really, really good time. We had a really fun time. So then we go home, well, to the hotel. We go to the hotel, rest for a little while. I think we took like an hour nap because then we had to go to NXT Takeover. You guys, first let me say, I'm terrified of heights, like terrified of heights. We sat in the 300 section of the Smoothie King Center, and I was terrified. I was so freaking scared.
I wanted to see Adam Cole for so long. He's in ROH, and here he is.
And I remember we went there, and the first match, first of all, the energy in the arena is crazy for NXT TakeOver. And I remember we kept having to go up, and I was like, y'all, I don't think I'll be able to do this. I do not think I'll be able to make it sitting this high up, because I don't want to sound like that, but I'm used to sitting lower hundreds or the floor, and I have an insane fear of heights. So I did not at all want to sit there. But I was like, okay, everybody wants to go, we'll go. It's a big deal. I kept thinking to myself, it was more important to go and see it and just experience it, because it's such a big deal to go to NXT TakeOver. I was like, go, make the best of it, be thankful. You get to take them. This is awesome. It's your first NXT show, their first NXT show. And I remember I was having back pain because we got in this car accident. It was a whole long thing. And we walked all day at Access, then we walked to NXT TakeOver. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like, I made a mistake getting these tickets. I'm about to faint because I'm terrified. My back is on fire. And the guy behind me goes, dude, can you believe we're at NXT TakeOver? This is insane. We are the luckiest MFers in the world. And when I heard them say that, I was like, you always complain about people not being grateful, and right now you are not being grateful. So that gear switched real quick, but it would have switched anyway, because dude, the first match out of the gate, I'm trying to remember who was in it. Hold on, let me tell y'all who was in it. That huge, I think it was the North American Championship debut. Yep, the NXT North American Championship debut. So this match had EC3, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, and Killian Dane. I don't know those other two people, did not care. I wanted to see Adam Cole so bad. I actually watched Adam Cole when he was in ROH. Adam Cole, baby! I was so excited to see him in person, and he did not disappoint at all. That match, insane. To be the first match of the night, that whole weekend, I will tell you, I probably would say that was the match of the entire weekend. NXT TakeOver was so good. Let me put it off gate, and I know a lot of people have said this, and I know I'm not the first one to say it. Given the chance to go to WrestleMania weekend and pick one event to go to, I'm skipping WrestleMania and going to NXT TakeOver. That is literally how good. WrestleMania was nowhere near as good as NXT TakeOver. Then they had Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. I remember, didn't Ember Moon's, there was a band that played her out. That was cool too, because NXT TakeOver had a bunch of live performances. I think the theme song, the NXT TakeOver theme song, they performed first. Whoever sung that song, they performed first. That was cool. So it was like a concert and a wrestling event. It was so cool. We had such a good time. Don't remember who. I think Ember Moon won. Is that right? Let me look it up. Hold on. No. Baszler won. But yeah, Baszler won. Because she stepped on her wrist and she was twisting her hand. That was crazy. That match was crazy. It was a really, really good match. And it's kind of cool to see where Shayna Baszler is now. The few times I have tried to watch Raw or SmackDown, I have seen Shayna Baszler still there. I have not seen Ember Moon, so I don't know if she's still there or not. Somebody tell me in the comment section down below. Oh my god, that match. I forgot about the Undisputed Era. So Adam Cole had another match after that with Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know who that is. They had somebody turned heel that night. I think Kyle O'Reilly turned heel on Adam Cole that night. And when I tell y'all, that freaking heel turn was palpable in the air.
Everybody's like sitting here with their mouths open and shut.
When he flipped, the crowd went bananas. I didn't even know what was going on, because I was like, I didn't know everybody in NXT. I knew Velveteen Dream, because who doesn't know Velveteen Dream? But I knew Velveteen Dream, I know Johnny Gargano, and I knew Adam Cole. But like I said, I know Adam Cole from NXT. God, ROH. I knew Ember Moon because she was such a big deal. And I kind of tried to get caught up before the show. But dude, I mean, that heel turn. I'm thankful I got to be there to witness that, because seeing it on TV might have been wild, but like, it was crazy. And then I did watch Andrade with Zelina fight Aleister Black. Aleister Black, I remember his entrance, bananas. He came out the ground with all that smoke. dude, that was crazy. I think he had a band play him out too, and his entrance was crazy. I just realized that Zelina Vega, isn't she married to Aleister Black now? I just realized that I saw them together, that they fought each other. So anyway, so after all of that, that Andrade and Aleister match was so freaking good. So by the time that match was over, I remember we were kind of getting ready to go, and I looked at the back of a shirt, and I was like, no, wait, there's a whole nother match. And they started playing promos for this Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa match, and I was like, oh, poor babies, this match is going to suck. No. You would think the crowd would be fatigued. No, we did not have crowd fatigue at all. Like, if you've ever been to WrestleMania, it's such a long-ass show that by the end of the night, and not just WrestleMania, Raw was like that too sometimes. By the end of the night, if there's a really, really awesome match, I saw it at WrestleMania 25 with Taker and Shawn Michaels, and then we had to sit there and watch John Cena, Edge, and Big Show. No one cared about that match. And then I saw it again at WrestleMania 30 with Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, and the streak ending. The Miracle on Bourbon Street was a big deal, but really after that, I was so tired after that match, like I was ready to go. But I thought for sure that Johnny Gargano match was going to be a wash, and it was so good.
It's main event time.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa match. It was outstanding. The whole night, the whole card was just slam packed. Outstanding, amazing show. Now I remember my mom went to Baton Rouge for some kind of event, which is like an hour outside of New Orleans, and they came back. We had walked back to the hotel and went to sleep. She said when they walked in the room, it looked like there was a war, like there was some kind of, like everybody, it was just dead bodies all over the place. One of us was sleeping on the floor, somebody was sleeping in the couch, and we were all completely dressed because we were so beat after doing both of those events. And if y'all have ever been to WrestleMania, I can't speak for everywhere, but I know in the South at least, April is like a dicey time because it can always be like hot or cold. It seems like it should always be warm, but it like that time, Hall of Fame was hot. By the time we left NXT, it was freezing. It had rained. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So after NXT Takeover, we were dog tired. WrestleMania the next day, the Sunday, literally I was so damn tired from the Saturday, I almost could have not even went. We spent $800 on tickets, so we went to WrestleMania. Those were the best seats I've ever had. They said we were in a riser, but we were actually on the floor. I don't know how the Superdome diced it up, but like we were on the floor, and it was...
I made it into WrestleMania. Adriana?
Hi.
Are you excited?
Very.
Are you having fun so far? Much popcorn, chilling? Tevin, are you excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
The reason we're excited, we didn't plan for our seats being this good. These are our seats. Very much so on the floor, very much so in the center.
I remember we were walking to our seats. If you ever been to the Superdome, right? The Superdome is one of those stadiums that's cut up really weird. Like you have to walk down a lot of stairs to get to each section. Like I've been to, Reliance Stadium, AT&T Stadium, Superdome, but I've been to little arenas all over the place. Smoothie King Center, Toyota Center. The Dallas was the American Airlines Arena. Oh, that's a big one. The American Airlines Arena in Dallas was a huge stadium too. The Superdome, and I've been to so many things there at this point, it's stacked really weird. Like, you gotta walk down a long ass flight of stairs to get to the floor. We were walking down. You always ask the security. I kind of already knew where they were, but just for the excitement of it, I kept asking everyone who was working there, like, to show us to our seats just so my cousins could see how low we actually were. We start walking down, and they're like, keep going down, keep going down. And my little cousin, she kept looking up at me. She's like, they said keep going down. I was like, yep, keep going down. So we get all the way to the floor, and her face when she realized she was sitting on the floor for Wrestlemania. Pats on the back. I've been through a lot of crap, but man, it was so worth it. Everything was worth it for that moment of her seeing her seeds being on the floor. Let me tell y'all this, okay? WrestleMania 34 had one of my least favorite stages of all times. I loved all the screens, but when I sat down there, that damn thing looked like a pineapple, and I couldn't unsee it after I saw it. So they kept putting this big mask on, and it was like really pretty with all the screens and everything, but I kept seeing that pineapple the entire rest of the show. And it was distracting, and it was annoying me. So anyway, stage hatred aside, let's get to the card, right? So they had that poster, like there's no other street in New Orleans besides Bourbon Street. Let's see. There were 14 matches. Were there 14 matches? See, that's what I'm talking about, crowd fatigue. There's absolutely no reason you should have 14 freaking matches on one card. And it went on for like 5 hours, y'all. 5 hours. So, something else that was kind of cool. We sat down in before the pre-show thing where Renee used to sit and whoever else was with her, they were like right behind us, right? Like we could turn around and we could like hear everything they were saying without the mics. It was pretty cool. So anyway, look at that pineapple ass stage. Oh my god. Yeah, John Cena was there as a fan. I remember that because that was so stupid. The pre-match show was the 5th annual Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy, girl. I have a video coming with the worst WWE characters of all time. He's on there multiple times. So stupid. Mojo Rawley. I don't even remember Mojo Rawley being there. Was he? Oh, yes, he was there. He sure was there. Baron Corbin and Bray Wyatt. No, Bray Wyatt wasn't in the match. He interfered. Yeah, he did. Okay. So Cedric Alexander fought Mustafa Ali. I'm not even going to count that Andre the Giant Battle Memorial because that was just such a waste of my life. But Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali, that was a hell of a match. I remember that was a really good match. Then the first big match, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Was that there? I don't even remember that match. That's sad. It was on the pre-show? That sucks. Y'all, I am so embarrassed. I don't even remember that match. I was clearly there for it, so that's kind of sad. Sasha Banks and Bayley fought against Natalya and the Riot Squad. Naomi was there. Naomi won? I don't even remember that, and I love Naomi. I don't even remember that match, y'all. That was a long time ago. Okay, so the actual pay-per-view, yes, that was the match I was talking about. So the actual pay-per-view was The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor had a triple threat match. And I remember, y'all, I literally paid the $800 for the tickets to do the Finn Balor entrance. I was so looking forward to Finn Balor's entrance. But he didn't do the Demon Finn Balor. He instead did the Balor Club for everyone, which was so important, and I was totally down for it. That was awesome. That was quite a moment. But to sit there for Finn Balor's entrance to be able to do the amazing. That was the first time I'd ever seen Finn Balor, by the way, if I remember correct. Yeah, because I think he got hurt at Raw. But anyway, yeah, so that was a pretty good match. I remember, I think whoever won, I remember my cousin was so upset. She wanted, no, Seth Rollins won. Yes, okay, Seth Rollins won by curb stomping Balor, and my cousin was pissed because she loved Finn Balor. She was a Seth Rollins fan for a minute, but she definitely wasn't after that night. So that happened. Then we watched Charlotte Flair and Asuka had a match. That was a really good match. That was the match that I still say this to this day. The soundbite of my life was Asuka going, "Congratulations!" Y'all. I was crying laughing at that. And I will tell you this too, something else I remember about WrestleMania 34. That was the first time that they started doing those freaking graphics that weren't really there. They were like superimposed, like they would add it like in editing or whatever. That was so annoying because if you were there was nothing on the stage, so you'd be sitting there looking around like, the hell is going on? And either we'd see it on the screen up at the top that something was like superimposed on, or we would watch it at home. And when we watched it back, I was like, that's why nothing was going on, because they had all this fakery crap going on. So stupid. That really annoyed me, and they kept that ever since then, and I don't know why. Charlotte ended Asuka's streak. I remember that. That was pretty insane. To be there to see that. Hell of a match, of course. I don't need to tell you about Charlotte Flair and Asuka. There's not too much to say about that. Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal and Bobby. I don't even remember. Can I just get the card? Because this is giving me like a play-by-play. I don't really need to know that. Randy Orton fought for the United States Championship against Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal and Rusev. I don't care. I didn't care then. I don't care now. But Jinder Mahal apparently won. I don't remember. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Oh, I remember that match. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey fought Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I will tell y'all, I had a lot of issues with Ronda Rousey during her tenure in the WWE. I felt like they really took a lot of the shine from the female superstars to give to her, and I was like, they've been there working their ass off forever, and Ronda Rousey just decides one day I'm going to the WWE. But I will say it was pretty cool getting to see her in person, because she's such a force, and like she's so well known. Like people that know nothing about the sport know who Ronda Rousey is, so it was cool to get to see her in person. It was kind of weird seeing her wrestle Triple H. Like I didn't think they were gonna wrestle each other like that, but they did. It happened. Stephanie looked amazing, and that entrance was insane. Triple H's entrances are always off the chain. That entrance with those motorcycles. They came out with these motorcycles. I remember one of my cousins kept trying to go to the restroom, and like the thing with Wrestlemania, and again the Superdome has all those stairs, so like if you start walking up the stairs, he kept going up the stairs, and then he would stop and turn around because something would happen, and then he'd make it halfway back up the stairs, and then he'd stop and turn around because something else would happen. It was hilarious. Like he was doing freaking laps on those steps. Hilarious. So anyway, so he makes it halfway up the thing, and I'm like, Triple H is coming out. Badass, man. That was fire. I cannot even lie. It was cool to see Kurt Angle again, because I actually saw Kurt Angle at my first WWE show and my last WWE show, and that was really cool to me. So he wasn't, obviously wasn't the same Kurt Angle, but it was cool. It was cool. Whatever. If I remember correctly, they won. Ronda Rousey won. Had the New Day versus the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan. Oh my God, man. Luke Harper. That was a tough one, wasn't it? That was a hard one. R.I.P. Luke, man. That was. Anyway, I don't want to get into that, but I don't want to get emotional, but that was a tough pill to swallow there. That happened, and I remember, wasn't there a Divas match or something? Because there was some reason, I remember John Cena running back up the ramp. He was sitting in the crowd. Looking like a moron. So dumb. He was sitting in the crowd looking like a freaking moron, chilling there. And I remember that the Undertaker, he was leaving or something, and the lights went out, and then the Undertaker came, because, you know, no one predicted that was going to happen. Anytime you get to see an Undertaker match is a big deal. I got to see my little cousin see the Undertaker for the first time in person. That was amazing. I was really happy that she got to see him. It's a big deal. Undertaker's streak was 24-2, was it? What other match did he lose? You're gonna have to investigate that further in a second. I don't remember him losing any other match besides to defeat Cena in a match lasting under 3 minutes, extending the Undertaker streak to 24-2. When did he lose another match? He lost a match between 30 and 34? No, it can't be. No, hold on one second, y'all. I gotta figure this out. There's no way. He won all but the match with Reigns. He lost a match to Roman Reigns? I do not even remember that. When did he even fight? What is going on? Oh, at WrestleMania 33? Psh, got me on that. I don't even remember any of that. That's insane. Anyway, back to WrestleMania. Sorry, y'all. I had to distract myself a little bit there. Okay, so Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon took on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't remember anything about that match, but I do remember this. Those same stairs I was talking about, this guy went up there to get some food and was coming run back down to catch Daniel Bryan. He got all the way to the bottom and dropped his nachos, and he goes, well, I just dropped some $24 nachos, but I guess go Daniel Bryan. Oh my God. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was crying laughing because, dude, arena food is no joke. All that happened was Daniel Bryan won, whatever. I don't even remember that match. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. No, Alexa Bliss was with... Oh, well, that's when Alexa Bliss came from the sky. Dude, her entrance that night was fire. That match was so good. I'm pretty sure she won. I don't even think I need to deal with this. Yeah, she won. Oh my God. Let's talk about the next match. Put my phone down for this one. That match I remember like it was yesterday. Two of my favorite WWE superstars of all time, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Let me start with just the entrance, okay? Shinsuke Nakamura with that like remixed rock version of his entrance, outstanding. I cried like an idiot, and I cried when I saw him at Survivor Series. Yeah, I saw my Survivor Series the year before. I cried like a moron because I was such a big Shinsuke Nakamura fan. Girl, that match, bananas. It was so good, and at the end, Shinsuke low-blowed AJ, Shinsuke low-blowed AJ to turn heel, if I remember correctly, in that match. As far as WrestleMania was concerned, that was my match of the night. That match was so good. I mean, the crowd was so into it. That was one of the times that, like, everyone was off their phone. Everybody was jumping up. Like, there are certain shows, certain matches you go to where the crowd is so into it that you see people falling down. Like, I was there for WrestleMania 30, so the Brock Lesnar guy, like, that face, we all had that face. Like, that Shinsuke Nakamura AJ Styles match, when he low-blowed him at the end, dude, mind-blowing. Remember like it was yesterday. It was outstanding. AJ Styles is like, I know it's going to sound crazy what I'm about to say, but I actually think he's still underrated for what he actually is. And from what I've seen when I started watching again, he's not getting the same like stuff he used to get, and I really loved him. He's a good-ass wrestler, man. Just Cesaro and Sheamus won the tag team championships against Braun Strowman and a partner of his choosing. Was that the kid? Yeah, Nicholas. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that happened. Then the main event, another match that happened. It was, whatever. That was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and that's when I decided. I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm done with this. The crowd was so disrespectful in that match. I mean, there was nothing, not only that Roman could do, but there was nothing Brock could do. Like, they just were done with the night and had decided by that point it was their show. Like, they just were acting so stupid, chanting, "You both suck." The thing with the beach ball I talked about earlier, just rude, disrespectful. Like, they did not want to like that match. There was nothing they could have done in that match to make it a good match. Like, it was just, there was nothing they could have done to win the audience over. And the audience was distracting me and pissing me off so much, I literally could not watch the show. I was just annoyed. I was so aggravated the whole time. So that was WrestleMania itself. Okay, so everybody in the Superdome poured out at the same time. When you're going into a show, everybody filters in at different times, right? But when you leave, everybody spilled down into the street. And I mean, they were walking down Poydras just in the middle of the street as if there were no cars. Like, it was so amazing. We walked down Poydras like...
That moment when the WWE Universe says, F your traffic laws. Just all in the street. That moment when 80,000 people leave the Superdome and just decide we're just gonna walk in the street. I have a love-hate relationship with this WWE Universe sometimes.
Everybody was going, Adam Cole, baby! Because by this time, it's pouring down rain and it's like 40 degrees. So everyone's getting sick. No one wanted to leave. It was like this long, just crowd of fans just following each other. And it was just such a good moment. And when you were walking outside, it was fun. Inside, I was pissed off. But walking back, it was such a good time. I'll insert some footage here of what that was like. But So that was my last show experience. And then the fun kept happening. When we got home, everyone caught strep throat. I was out of work for a whole week. I could not talk. My tonsils were swollen. Because of walking in the rain and the cold, I had freaking strep throat. And then on top of that, pre-panorama, some idiot, I will never forget this, the Smoothie King Center, I remember there was a rumor that we would have to quarantine. We didn't even know what that, oh my god, y'all, that's crazy. Because some dummy from outside of the country, and whoever you are, I'm not apologizing for that, you're an idiot, came to the Hall of Fame with the mumps. So there was like a little outbreak of the mumps. Like everybody who was sitting in whatever section, we all had to go get tested. We all had to go get tested to see if we had mumps or not. Turns out nobody I knew had it, but we all got strep throat instead. So that was my last show, which was WrestleMania 34. It was so cool. It was a really good time. But I stepped away at the right time, and it definitely echoed my beliefs that it was time for me to take a break from it. So. But now I'm back, so what's up? If you guys have any disagreements, any questions, or any comments, you can leave them down in the comment section. Again, if you guys want to do Raw and SmackDown live on YouTube where we can watch it together, let me know and I'll throw that in there for y'all. So, till then, at Marty05 for me, at MartyMania for the show on Twitter, Marty05 on Instagram, and all the rest of my social medias will be listed down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you see here. If you want to go ahead and debate me, please debate me. Y'all know I have been down for a good debate for the last 20 years of WWE content, so give me what you got. Anyway, life is always really hard, especially right now with all the craziness in the world. Try to always kick out at 2, and please try not to tap out. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.